Welcome student. Today we are going to discuss about other modes of nutrition in plant. In our earth there are the different types of a plant is present. Some are the green plants because they have chlorophyll. But some plants neither they have chlorophyll in their leaves nor in any other part. So such type of a plant, how they can survive? From where do they derive nutrition? So you know like human and animals, such type of a plant depend on the food produced by other plants. So these type of a plants is used heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Depending upon the mode of living and mode of intake of food, heterotrophic plants may be categorized into four types: parasitic, saprophytic, insectivorous, and symbiotic. So now about parasitic plant. These type of a plant derive all nutrition requirement from another living plants. So here what is host? Host, the plant from which a parasite derive its nutrition, is called a host. So for clear understanding we can take example here, Cuscuta reflexa. In general name we know about it. It is a amarbale. This type of a plant always be depend ready-made food from the plant on which it is climbing, because it is a climbing nature. It take all nutrition to the host plant in which it is climb. It always be take the food from that plant, so it deprives the host of valuable nutrients. So it is a parasite. Parasitic plants develop modified roots that obtain nutrients from the root and shoot system of the host plant. It takes all the nutrient from the host plant. Now, in parasitic relationship, what happen? The parasitic plants always be take benefit, but the host is harmed. Somewhere the host can be died, or we can say parasitic plants really kill the host plant as this would not be advantageous to them. Now we will talk about saprophytic plants. What is this? These type of a plant derive their nutrition from dead and decaying organic matter. Here we can take example of mushroom. Mushroom, ever be you had seen umbrella like patches growing on rotting wood during the raining season. Even you can take example of bread. So when bread get moisture, then a fungus will develop on the bread. So this is also a saprophytes. And some non-flowering plant, they have lack of chlorophyll. They don't photosynthesize. Like example I'm giving there, Indian pipe and coral root. They never be photosynthesized. And however, roots of saprophytes like fungi that secrete digestive juice on the organic matter. So these juice convert organic matter into a nutrients, and which are absorbed by the fungi, or other later used by the plant as a food. Now we will discuss about insectivorous plant. Have you seen or heard about the plants that can eat animals? Yes, there are the few plants which can trap insect. So some plants that eat insects is called insectivorous plant. Generally they trapped and digest the insect. And example we can take here, pitcher plant. In picture number 1 you can see pitcher plant is the example of a insectivorous plant. And pitcher plant, the leaf is a modified to form a pitcher like structure, and it have a bright in color. Okay, so and this bright color make it very attractive, so that insect can attract towards it. And there are several hair like structure in which the insect is trapped and goes down. So what happen, the insect is then digested by the enzyme by the self of the plant. Now another example in picture 2 is given, Venus flytrap. Usually it is found in bog soil, and the leaf always be wide and bear short, stiff and sensitive hair. So when anything it touches, they are here, then what happens? The two fold of a leaf snap shut and trapping whatever is inside. So in this way it can take its food. Now next example I had given sundew plants, and this is usually found in nutrient deficiency boggy areas. So they have sticky leaves that is covered with the long but thin tentacles. Whenever the insect land on the leaf, then it stuck to the sticky substances. That sticky substance is called mucilage. So it is produced near the end of the tentacle, and the insect is then digested. Okay, at last we can say insectivorous plants have a poorly developed root system and often growing nitrogen deficiency condition. Now about symbiotic plant. Actually, it's a one type of a situation in which two dissimilar organisms, means two different organisms, live together in close association for mutual benefit. Means one organism giving something to other and other also giving to first one is called as symbiosis. So the plant that are part of symbiotic relationship are called symbiotic plants. For example, lichens. Actually, lichens are a very small plant, and it is consist of the combination of fungi and algae. Means it show the association of fungi and algae. Algae provide food because alga is a autotrophic and can show the photosynthesis. So algae provide food to the fungi. In accept these fungi provide home, water and nutrients to the algae. At last, we will discuss about how nutrients are replenished in the soil. So, you ever be seen the farmer always be use manure or fertilizer to their field for increasing the fertility of the soil, for increasing the nutrient value of in the soil, and for getting the good quality of a plant, even healthy plant. So if we can fulfill the nutrient requirement of the plant, then we can get the good quality of a plant. So usually crop require a lot of nitrogen to make a protein. So plants can't take nitrogen directly to the environment. They need nitrogen in a soluble form. So the bacteria that called rhizobium bacteria, it take atmospheric nitrogen and convert this into a soluble form, and it live in the some plants like a gram, pea, mung, means leguminaceae plant, and provide them with the nitrogen. So most of the pulses are obtained from leguminaceae plant. In return, the plants provide food and shelter to the bacteria. So they show the symbiotic relationship between the plant and the bacteria. So this association of a great significance for the farmers. Okay.